The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Thursday live look through the drizzle drops on the camera at Tostitos at Wet Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is raining. It has been raining. It will continue to rain. And 57 degrees. The high will be 58. The low will be 51.
He is Shannon. That is Nate. Nobody loves it being wet more than Kurt. Oh. Chris is in the back. Keep this live.
Already.
I want to apologize in advance to anybody who's offended out there.
Just because nobody's in the building don't mean nobody's listening. Jesus.
I am so bad with Bobby together.
Yo, boy.
We make Hanging with the Boys. The sports talk equivalent of Braille people feel us when we speak.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its
Wings.
So Chris is going to Chris is going to hell, and Jesse's going to timeout.
Hey.
Yep.
Jeez, I like that shirt, Jess. It's very bright.
Yes. Thank you, man.
Very bright Chicago Bulls, 80s, 90s looking.
It goes with the pair of. They have the Bel Air 5s, the Jordan Bel Air 5s.
Wow.
So it was a pair that was themed after. Remember Fresh Prince wore them.
Yeah.
And so this color theme was the 5s.
That very nice. How's everyone's
You
Christmas?
all right, bro?
Yeah,
You good?
I think the weather's just got me kind of kind of chill. It's kind of too
you the same
relaxed.
way?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Really?
ready to go home and go back to bed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's crawl back.
You want to get it wet, huh?
I knew it. I knew when I said that word.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you.
Wow, what a way to start the show. How was Christmas, Nate? How was yours?
Oh, man, mine was beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, super great. Yes, sir. Thank you, Fax.
Yeah, Kurt.
Nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
We had a good day.
Any
Nope.
any electrical problems at the house?
Come on, that's
Thankfully not. No.
Making sure there's a lot of
Everybody's happy and
lot of
healthy.
voltage going around on Christmas. About you, Jess?
good, man. Everything's good.
Christmas,
man.
good.
Yeah,
Good. Anybody do anything extra special, or just spend time with family, or alone, or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know if I thanked you guys and I thanked the people on the show, but just remember, thank you all that on yesterday there were over 800 kids that came through sharing life. And because of you guys, and because of you donating to Holly's Helping Hands, they were able to open up Christmas gifts. So
That's awesome.
You know, sometimes you don't understand the impact that you may have on the world, but there were a bunch of kids who would have not had the opportunity had it not been for your graciousness and donating to Holly's Helping Hands, that they had a Christmas that they would be able to remember.
I want to say, I want to add on to that I learned from Mike Irvin.
If they're going to double team you on the field,
I just want to thank you, Mr. Jones, because indirectly, thanks to you,
Yes.
I can help you.
I think, yeah. You know, we've been tied to this Jones.
Yeah.
You and I both have been tied to this Jones
Same for a long
legacy
time.
of cutting checks for a while now. We do.
Yes,
We appreciate that to the Jones family. We ain't family, but we appreciate your family.
We know we won't be in the family portrait, but we will be on the sidekick, the extras.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Well, good thing. How was yours, Chris?
Mine was good, man.
Yeah.
Backpack full.
Ooh, we backpacked last night, let me tell you that. Yeah, we got a visitor last night.
We did.
We did.
Who was that?
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't call his name.
You ain't say nothing?
We'll say it on the break. Well, can we say it on the break?
Yeah, we'll say it break.
Okay.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah.
Do they
We
work
got
in
a
this
visitor.
building?
Yeah,
They do.
they do.
actually.
It was funny.
It was funny.
They may never play again. They might have been one and done.
Are they on the
I
break?
mean, let me ask you this. We'll talk in the break.
Wow, just to bringing it down.
All right. Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah.
Big week. Big week. Do you prepare different when different quarterbacks start, or is the game plan kind of the same? And then do you game plan even different from that when you don't know which quarterback's going to start?
We would always see, they didn't have concussions back then. You got knocked out.
Oh, they had them. They had them.
They had him.
Yeah,
we just didn't report him.
Yeah. We still can't get paid for them. But anyway, we prepared as though the starter was coming in, and we ratted to everything else. And I'm quite sure they're spending more of their time on Jalen Hurts than they're doing Mr. Pickett is his last name, right? So, and then they'll rally to him. I mean, one thing I've always admired about Jesse is a backup. He is a backup. Now, he may have a special trait that he does well, but he got 4 or 5 of them that he don't. That's why he's a backup.
It's true.
Yeah, so
very much true.
We'll see, my friend.
Yeah.
So prepare for the best option, and then that way you're still prepared
Correct.
for the lesser option.
Yes.
Because, I mean, this is a division opponent. So the familiarity that you have with them, you know the offensive coordinator. You play this team twice a year, every year. So you have a distinct understanding of a lot of what they do. And usually they're not going to veer very far from that. Now, you may see less of the running options, which bode well for the Cowboys, right? To have Kenny Pickett in, it helps you more because you're not – Jalen Hurts makes you play 11-on-11 football, right? You have to account for his running ability. So that means at times where that one guy could be a rusher and could be coming to rush, or now he has to stay back and be a spy.
Yeah.
So you take that one guy that you can add into the equation, and now he has to be a spy. He has to be accounting for the running ability of Jalen Hurts. Now with Pickett, and which is weird because even like when they played last week when Jalen Hurts went out with the concussion, you got Saquon Barkley back there. And Kellen Moore still thought the best idea for them was to pass the football, which was mind-blowing to me.
Right.
Saquon darn near had 100 yards in the first quarter. And then you went and your backup quarterback comes in and you go, full steam ahead. Just keep throwing the ball. And I'm just like, you got the best running back in football who is on a tear, and you decide that you want to ended up in an interception. It just blew my mind. So you prepare for Jalen Hurts and you hope that you get Kenny Pickett.
All right, so you brought him up. Go ahead.
I want to say this. I know this is off kilter. Hey, man, eat the French fries while they hot. Don't wait till the French fries get cold, brother. I'm a connoisseur of French fries.
If you don't know,
don't
Nate
do
is a
that. Don't waste
connoisseur
the
of French fries,
man.
He gets offended when you mistreat French fries in his presence.
When the startup music was coming on and y'all were talking, he looks over at me and goes, I still love French fries.
Come on, man. Don't waste the fries. But
He's
go
over there
ahead,
pointing at me going,
Hey.
while you're talking, they had a single shot. And he knew like you could be eating right now. And he's looking at me going,
Don't disrespect the fries in
he's
front of
mouthing,
Nate.
you need to eat
Don't
it. Eat it
disrespect
while
the
it's
fries
not
in front of
cold.
Nate, man.
Yeah, but anyway, go ahead on. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out, man.
You brought him up, Mr. Barkley,
Yeah.
on pace to break the all-time season rushing record, single season rushing record of 2,105 yards, set by Eric Dickerson in 84.
How many, my friend?
2,105 for the season. He needs 139 yards per game over the next 2 games. How does that factor into the game plan? Because you know the whole team, all the coaches, everybody wants him to get that record, but not at the expense of losing a game, right?
Losing him.
Right, because when he's healthy, he's to me, he's the best running back in the league. I mean, Derrick Henry's up there, and you got a couple other guys, but to me, he's the best because he's got it all. He's got power, he's fast, he's explosiveness. So how do you game plan? Because he's close, man. You could do that, especially if you against us. If you set your mind to we are going to run the rock with this offensive line,
200?
139 per game. So that's what 268,
68, I think, total.
Yeah, total. I mean, you can do that.
You know what, man? Man, we all in here love Mr. Barkley, but not on us.
Right. Any other week, go have your day, right?
The funny part about it is their head coach, Nick Sirianni. Nick, what's his name? Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, he has that a-hole in him that he goes,
We're just gonna run every play.
let's just go get it.
Yeah,
Let's
in
go-
this game.
Let's try to go get 200 in this game.
Yeah,
You
let's
know
get the
what I'm
whole
saying?
thing in this game.
Because, like, I know that they're still fighting, to make sure they secure that number 1 overall spot and get home field advantage and get that first week bye. But Nick Sirianni, like, he has that smug look on his face, and he has that whole let's give our franchise some history and let's do it against a team that a lot of people think, is the ish. And they don't, they can't smell themselves. So, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't try. It wouldn't surprise me.
And this is the 1 week
One game.
where Mr. Moore would say, you know what, they always got on me for not playing, for not running the ball. Well, I was showing them this week.
Saquon, here's the rock 35 times.
It wouldn't surprise me, man. And you're talking about,
Be yourself, Kellerman, though.
yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, he only gained 66 in their first meeting.
And that was the insane part about it. Kellen decided to show the world, I guess the Cowboys or whoever, that, y'all told me I couldn't pass. I don't know.
Because that was in the middle of us having an atrocious run defense.
Yes. I remember watching the game, and I'm sitting and I'm just like, what is he doing? And then he was throwing the ball like all these deep routes, like all these fade balls, right? Because, of course, we're playing get like 6, 7, 8 men in the box because they're going to run Saquon. And so we're like, all right, man-to-man coverage on the outside. And I remember sitting there talking to my boy Will Skies as we're watching the game, did the pre-halftime and post-game show. And I'm like, what are they doing? What is Kellen Moore doing? And I got frustrated because, full transparency, at the core of who I am, I love football. Like, I love football. And so I get frustrated at times, even if the team that we're going up against is doing football wrong. It'll frustrate me. Not that I want them to be successful. I'm just like, you can't be this stupid. And that'll frustrate me. And I'm watching this game, and I'm like, wait, you got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith, and you keep running go routes. I'm like, they're man-to-man coverage. Run the slant. Like, they're blitzing. Why aren't you running slants, easy throws, A.J. Brown? Like, make this make sense. Then, like, literally a couple after I said it, like, back-to-back slants to A.J. Brown. He got big yardage. It was mind-blowing to me. But that's Kellen Moore. That's the glitchiness of Kellen Moore, and that's the hope. That's the hope that you have, is that he will come into will go there. Was it here, there? And he'll be in that glitchy mode and think, Kenny Pickett, no problem. Kenny Two Gloves, no problem. We're going to throw this thing 50 times in this game and show him that, okay, whatever, and not run Saquon.
Do you think there's a offensive coordinator in the league on any team where their fan base is just like, man, he's so good. He is a genius.
That dude up in Detroit.
Yeah. They're probably saying that about him right now.
That dude in Kansas City who's one and the same.
Yeah. They're probably saying that about him right
But there's
now.
there's what, maybe 2, 3 in the league that, like, it's they're like quarterbacks, right? There's not many, and unless you have one of those, you constantly question play calls and formations and timing.
There's a couple whose teams right now are saying, so glad we have them on our squad. There's a couple. Minnesota's saying that. Detroit's saying that.
Right. But there's not a lot, right?
No.
It's like
The guy we just played, you talked about, a young up-and-coming.
Liam Cohen?
Yeah.
And that's what I think that's what makes football so great. It's like golf. You get to enjoy it, but usually not for very long, right? Because there's only, unless you're at that elite level, which there aren't very many people
who can correct their mistakes.
Yeah, it's like quarterbacks, right? Quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, head coaches with, in-game playing decisions. And even some of the great ones right now, their fan bases get frustrated. Like Dan Campbell, he's going to go for it every fourth down unless he's on the 2-yard line, right? But, I mean, unless you're in that elite group, it's offensive coordinator's one thing. And, and defensive coordinator, I don't think it's as – you notice it as much.
Because now teams are – this is – what amazes me is back in the day when we played, you could shut a team down to 21 points. You could stop up. Teams trip on 21 points. So when you don't score in this league today, you're definitely in trouble. I mean, you are in trouble because you can trip on 24 points in this league. So, yeah, I'm with you. It can be very confusing.
It's just we are always as fans and I guess parts of this organization frustrated with very rarely are we like everything's going great. This is great. There's always, and it always seems to fall back on in-game decisions, right? And that goes way back, right? Play calling, play selection, it just, and then quarterback play. Those are the things we gripe about all the time. And it's like we're not alone. Like every team except one or two, maybe three.
Yeah.
Every year you're frustrated by those same things. And that's why you keep coming back.
The only thing that has stayed consistent over the years, is hold on, something talking in my head. Anyway, I forgot what I say. Something was talking in my head.
What?
My thing started talking in my head.
Let's take a break.
I was like, what?
He hit his headphones.
I was like,
I
what?
bet the Bose lady was saying,
I was like, my boy losing live on air. I said, my boy losing. He talking about the way he called concussions back in the day. I said, my boy's going through it live on air.
we knew the day was coming. We just didn't know it was going to be today.
I thought he was losing it. I thought the little person
The
in your
only
head
thing that
was getting
stayed
the best
consistent is don't lose the turnover battle. The game went from running the ball to passing the ball. A lot of things have changed. All the motions. They didn't want all the motions back in the day. They wanted to line up and just maul you over. The only thing that stayed consistent over time of possession back in the day, when you ran the ball, you wanted to make sure. But the only thing that has stayed consistent over time is no turnovers.
That's true.
Yeah, that's, this lady almost threw me out. Her voice was sweet, and I thought about it with 3 pumps, and I'm like, a lot of things going through my mind.
got you feeling.
Yeah, do you like it wet? Do you like it hot? I mean,
All right, we're going to take a break and start the show over when we come back.
we really going to start? No.
We'll be right back. Second segment, Hanging with the Boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. They sure make game day special, and for every purchase of the new Tyson Cowboys Nuggets this holiday season, Tyson Foods will donate $1 to the Salvation Army up to $100,000. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Kurt.
Blockchain.
Yeah.
It's the day after Christmas.
Boxing Day.
Yes,
It is Boxing Day. Forgot about that. Why is it called Boxing Day?
It's when you put all the boxes from all the gifts and stuff, right? It's on the curb and the garbage.
You got to ask our English fans.
Look
England.
it up. Look it up. You got a computer in front of you, Kurt.
I
For
didn't
God's
know
sake,
you
do some
wanted
work
that.
today.
You were that interested in it.
Yeah, I am. When you said you got to ask somebody, no, I asked you. You're the stats guy. You're the research man.
Sure.
Come on, research dude.
Hey, we get off my boy back. It's a little aggressive. That's a little too aggressive over here, man.
Hey,
it's a little too
I
aggressive.
mean, you
my
keep
boy.
bringing his bedroom out to the public.
I defended. Y'all trying to give him 5 kids.
Chilly and wet outside.
No, you tried to give him 5 kids. I just repeated it.
Swing by, Kurt,
Okay.
the 7-Eleven down the street, and grab your favorite item from the roller grill. Then enjoy a big gulp.
Oh, big gulp, son.
For just 89 cents. Valid at participating stores. Fill up at Pump 8 and get game day ready.
Let's go. Pump 8, baby.
All right. Not 8 pumps. Not to be confused with 8 pumps.
I mean, if that's all you got in you, give me what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, sometimes that's a good day.
That's a great day.
Depends on what's going on.
Depending on who's listening, who's in the other room, how fast you got.
There you go. All right, let's
It
get.
looks like it's a church-related thing.
Okay.
where People would collect boxes for donation and that kind of deal. So that's
Okay.
a short,
Short version.
very short
I was
version.
totally off. I was like,
It
that's a
sounded
garbage.
good though. I believed you. I was
Hey,
like,
half
okay.
the battle is just making it believable, right? sound like you belong here.
All right, let's get back to it. Lot to cover, offense and defense today for the Eagles. Nate, is this one of the best offensive lines in the league?
It is. It is.
What makes them so good? Just the talent, or is it the play calling and schemes,
The
or
talent, the physicalness in which they play. They're good finishers. The way they run their scheme, the things that they do the way they run the ball makes them better pass blockers. I don't know if they can throw that ball consistently 55 times a game. Back-to-back games, they don't have to because of the one great Barkley, but and brother Hurts that can also run the ball. But when it's time for them to go into a shootout, they hold up very well, run and pass. So this is a good offensive line. There are a bunch of maulers up there. There are tight ends. There are multiple tight ends. They will get involved. They're not great, but they will willingly put their bodies in the way of harm's way, either from Saquon or the other guys.
You said before that
Yeah.
Parsons needs to avoid Lane Johnson on the right
I believe
side.
that with all my heart.
Sounds like the guy on the left just
Yeah.
good, though.
Yeah, but he a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
and
but a lot of
feet
them didn't play
little bit
last game,
slower.
though. A lot of them didn't play
Yeah.
in the first meeting with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you said something like this offensive line is one of the best. No.
the best?
This is the best offensive line.
hands
in the
down.
league.
Pete, well,
Detroit's second.
yeah.
This is the best offensive line.
Kurt's
in the league.
buddies over at PFF, they rank the Eagles number 1,
Yeah.
and no lineman is ranked lower than 14th.
This is the best. Like it's
That's crazy.
It's everything, right? They have the skill, they have the experience, they have the talent, they have the nastiness. If there's one unit, well, their trench unit, their offense and defensive lines, they embody the Philadelphia grittiness, the grunginess of Philadelphia.
They are
This-
a hockey town.
Yeah, this line is legit. This line is they move people. Like they unearth you.
But they're legit because they work well together.
Yeah.
That you can have the guy, I can't think of his name for the 49ers. He's an older gentleman, Trent. You can have Trent that helped the other guys be better, but they got two at the center that is maturing real fast, and they got a right tackle that is the ultimate warrior. I mean, when you got 2 or more guys that can play well, you can control the situation, especially when the outside and the inside guys are your most important guys, that their center make all the calls. He can block one-on-one. So that can free up your guard. So you don't have to have great guards now. You can, but if your tackles are great and your center is great, that's a sweet thing to have because that frees up your guard to go wherever he needs to go.
And to add on to that, when you watch these guys run offense, their center will snap the ball and then he's out. He's like
pulling,
he's one of pull guys. You know what I'm saying? Like he's leading the brigade on a pull. So your guards can do different things. I mean, that's interchangeable when guards can block down, center pulls out, and now here comes the tight end and center pulling around the edge. And I mean that gives you so much versatility within your offensive lineman when you have that ability to guard pull one time, this other guard pull another time, the center can block down, he can pull out. So all these different scenarios that they can run the ball differently. it's because they start up front. These guys are talented. They're talented.
And the thing that, to add on what Jesse's saying, when you have a line like that, there's no play you cannot run. When you have an offensive line like that, there's no play you cannot run. They can block long enough to pass. They can give you the longest pass, the intermediate, and especially the quick stuff. They can run inside. They can run. So with the guys they have outside in the back, the only limit they have, and I hate to say this, the only limit they may have is their quarterback.
Is the quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How you brought up something I've never really thought about before. When you have a very athletic offensive line,
yes, sir,
that you ask him to pull a lot and come across the running back's face and go to the other side. When you think of offensive linemen, athletic is not normally a word, right?
That I would first look for. No, it isn't.
You just think big guy, strong, can move guys.
These decent feet, and then you work with the rest.
But if you think about it, a 300-pound man that's squatting down most of the game, all that pressure on his lower back and his knees, right?
Right.
And then you're asking him the majority of the game to run, which is something a 300-pound man doesn't normally do, right? And then hit guys
in open space.
And do that multiple times in a drive and do that for 4 hours straight.
That's nice.
How hard is that for an offensive
I didn't
lineman?
have to do it, so I don't know. I didn't have to do all that.
But when you have one that's athletic, because you have different types, right? You have some that don't do that, and you can't ask them to do that. But then when you have one like this, that's very athletic, right?
Think of this. They replaced their center, not all the way, because nobody could be what he was. He was a unique gentleman.
Was he that good?
Yes.
Yes, sir. He was a unique gentleman. Half the size of him and Stepnoski, the same guys. 6'3", 6'4", 280 pounds. And they had to really beef up during the season. They had to really eat to make sure that they stayed. That's why, Steph went to Canada, because they could do it freely up there anyway. But I don't know if this kid, I ain't saying Kelsey, and now for him to retire, and they found a guy that is similar to that. We don't know over time will he be that, but why couldn't you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You mentioned watching other teams and seeing why are they doing this so bad and all that. Do you guys, even though they're beating up on the Cowboys, do you like to see offensive line or other teams like that?
I thought I was the only one thought that way. What Jesse said earlier when he said, when I'm watching good football, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't watch sorry football no more. That's in high school, college, on any level. If I see 2, 3 and whatever, 5 and whatever teams, I don't want to see bad football. I just turn it off. But when I see 2 good teams playing, especially a team that's playing against Dallas, and I'm saying the same thing, like, what is this dude doing? That's not sound football.
Right.
I like good, sound football. Whether you throw it 100 times, whether you pass, as long as it's sound and competitive and smart when you're doing it, I'm with it.
So you didn't watch the Texans game yesterday?
No, sure didn't.
Stay tuned in for halftime?
No. When they had the lady riding out on the horse, I turned away from her, too.
The lady. That is 61 Nate Newton on Twitter that called her the lady. Let the Beehive.
Who was it?
Let the Beehive know that is
Beyonce.
61.
Oh, that would be okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to
The
know.
lady.
The lady.
Yeah.
All right, let's
That was Beyonce for real?
At him on Twitter. At him on Twitter. 61 Nate Newton on Twitter and
you can
harass
connect me
him.
through 4th and Long
No,
and I'll
you
answer.
can't. No, you can't. I say Beyonce. I don't want the hive on my back.
We will take a break. I was going to say I will take a break. We will take a break, and when we come back, we got
It'll be about him.
a lot of, yes, at some point. I hadn't gotten there yet. You know it's coming. We will talk real quick about the wide receivers and then their defense, and then we'll be out until tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for the next 14 minutes of the show. Be right back. Hanging with the boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Jesse, time to shine.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about these receivers again. We already talked about them once this year. Are they the best tandem in the league? Or still just up there as part of the conversation? Has anything changed since the last time we saw them? They got better or worse?
No, they didn't get worse. Yeah, they are one of the top 2 or 3 in the league.
How are you not putting up? I know what the answer is.
Nate just told you.
I know.
Nate just told you.
You got 2 of the best receivers in the league. You got the best running back in the league. You got the best offensive line in the league. You got good tight ends. You have a quarterback that's
a liability.
Do you think that's it?
Really?
Huh? I thought you were going to say the coordinator. But
Okay.
No, Jalen Hurts is not a good passer or thrower of the football. Like that's fact. Like I said, he's a good quarterback. He's a decent quarterback, but when you have that many weapons, like you should be in the MVP race. That's the conversation that you should be in. When you have the best offensive line, when you have the best back in the league, when you have the top 2 duos in the league, and Devontae Smith, who's a route runner, and A.J. Brown, who's one of the most physical specimens at that position, you're supposed to be in the MVP category. The problem is Jalen Hurts is more athlete than he is quarterback. And I think they've committed to him financially. So that's what will be their guy going forward. But just imagine, like the things that we keep asking for our quarterback is like, hey, give him another weapon on the outside to go with CD.
He's got him.
Shore up this offensive line, and Dak was second in MVP voting last year with not even close with the weapons that a guy like Jalen Hurts has. You know what I mean? And so that just tells you that he is, as a passer, he is a liability. I'm not saying he can't throw, but when you have that kind of when you have those type of weapons around you and you have that level of comfortability around you, we should talk about you amongst the elites.
So
and we don't.
How do you exploit that?
Wait, real quick, Kurt, breaking news real quick. Thank you, Chris, for sending me this. Zach Berman is at Eagles practice. 3 quarterbacks at practice. This is on X. Jalen Hurts is not one of them. Kenny Pickett is throwing with Tanner McKee before practice.
Okay.
So Hurts is
and
not
they
even
just
out
signed
of
Ian Book
practice.
too, so Hurts not at practice. What's today? Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
He got to practice by at least Friday.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kurt. Go ahead.
Well, it may not matter now, but I mean, is there a way you can exploit him being the weak link when there's so much strength around him, or you just hope he makes mistakes on his own?
The biggest thing is that for Jalen Hurts when he's at his worst is when you have contained pressure, and that's what the Cowboys have to. If I'm Zim, I think he's been doing a really good job with the way he's deployed his defense the last couple of weeks. But you hear the saying, like, because, for example, like Mike is the kind of guy who wants to get after the quarterback, right? And whether Jalen Hurts plays or not, but let's just say he does. When Micah is rushing, you can't get deeper than the quarterback, right? So you hear the tackle talk about, hey, make a ride to hump. Now what happens is you open up running lanes for the quarterback. So you have to have this level of contained rush. When Micah comes off, I have to be able to see the quarterback, whether that's on the right side or the left side. I can't be looking at the Hurts back. I can't look at his numbers.
Yeah.
Too much of that means he's going to find these A-gap, B-gap holes to run through. And now you don't have a DeMarvion Overshown in the linebacker second level anymore to run a guy down like that. Okay? And that's when he becomes the dual threat. And now guys start coming up and he's dumping things off behind you, and these guys are playmakers. Mm-hmm. So defensively, you combat it by when we rush in containment. We want the pocket to collapse, but we don't want to give him running lanes. So everybody has to rush with a level of force, but also with a level of discipline that he runs into you and you don't run past him. Because that's when he gets good. And now when you're making him throw from a collapsed pocket, he's a little bit of the shorter type, doesn't have the strongest arm, doesn't always have the most intelligent decision-making when he gets in trouble. That's when you start seeing him floating passes, trying to force throws into places where it shouldn't go, and that's when he gets himself in trouble. But if you allow him to be a dual threat quarterback, that just breaks your defense down. Now guys get a little bit antsy. They start stepping up, and you start dropping it off behind your head, and the big plays begin to happen. So you got to rush him with discipline and containment, never going by him, but keeping him in that pocket and closing off the oxygen to him.
All right. Nate, your guys. Defensive line for Philly. They're big. They've drafted well up there the last several
years. Sounds more like your kind of guys.
Not my type.
All right. Too big.
You got to be a little more defined.
I got you.
Number 93, Milton Williams.
Tyron.
Okay.
You
give him a whirl. Tyron, all right.
Number 93, Milton Williams, has come on strong.
I was going to say, hadn't really heard a lot about him, but he's playing really good.
He's coming on strong, yes. Jordan Davis is playing more consistent, number 90. The big nose tackle, and the man is Jalen Carter.
Where did Milton Williams come from?
I want to say a small school, not a real big school.
Is he
La Tech.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he ain't not a big school.
Is he a rookie?
He's from Crowley. No, This is his fourth year.
He balling, man. He balling, and Sweat got 8 sacks, and Nolan Smith, I think, got about 6. They got 40 sacks. They normally be up around this time of the year, up around close to 50. So they're not sacking as much. They're still getting pressure with number 98. Number 98 is nice. He's smart. He's nice. He understands what's always before him. He can eat up blocks. If he's tired, he can eat up blocks. If he's fresh, he can dominate you one-on-one. Escape a double team. He is nice now. I mean, number 98 is what makes it click. Then you go on that back end with their linebackers. Nakobe Dean is playing well. Zach Bond, both of them have 3.5 sacks. They can rush the passer, the blitz from off the ball or either on the ball. They're nice. And Zach Bond is number 53, and Nakobe Dean is number 17. They're just a nice defense. What happened last week is I don't know what happened. I guess it's the division game, and because Washington turned the ball over
5 times.
And I'm looking at the head. I look at head coaches when it comes to stuff like that. I'm like, what was coach thinking? You were up 21.
I was gonna say they had
14,
a
they had
big
14
lead on them, and
Yeah, and I'm like, Coach, what are you doing? I mean, so I know he's too arrogant to go in and, after the game and say, this was on me, fellas. I know he probably pointed to everybody else but himself. But they got that last week wasn't them. Wasn't them,
they're 28th in blitz percentage and pressure percentage, but they're 9th in sacks. They have 40 sacks, 19.1 blitz percentage, and 18.6 in pressures.
You know a front is good when they don't have to blitz.
And they're getting sacks.
Yeah. That's how you know a front is good. When we can just line up and we have enough talent and then just enough physical skill and strength that we just dominate you up front. You know what I mean? I don't gotta do all this other tricky stuff, and I may do it every now and again. But when you have guys like Carter and you have guys like Davis and Williams and Sweat and Dean, they'll just line up. Let's just line up, and I got good enough guys that they're gonna beat you up.
Are they rushing 5 then mainly with the 3-4 they're playing? It looks like.
Yeah, they come in with 4 a lot of times. Every now and then they'll come with 5. The numbers don't lie on this thing right here. They are who they are. But one consistent is number 90.
Let me say that. But to your point, what helps them is that 99% of the time, you better have. You may have the advantage as 5-on-4, but 2 of your dudes, whoever those 2 may be, you got y'all are tasked with stopping 98. You know what I mean? You gonna be spinning double teams with Carter and Davis a lot of those times. You ain't doing too much 1-on-1 with those dudes. You may every once in a while you may try to run some counter type stuff where you might try to just get them momentum going one way. You just block them down, but
that's the key, stopping.
I've seen 98 and 93. They're so strong and so agile. I've seen them stick arms out and get backs down. That in this league, that don't happen a lot. But I see them do it twice against a running back. The Redskins running back ain't no joke, man.
The Commanders.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, whatever. I'm too old to be worried about the name. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Commanders. What was their name before that? The Admirals?
The football team.
The football team, yeah. But anyway, when I see guys because normally you'll get your arm broke or you'll get a dislocation of the
elbow.
Yes, and it's gonna happen sooner or later. But they're gonna jam that arm out, and then they're gonna get caught in between that running back legs, and they're gonna have a bad situation. But they be getting guys down with one arm. I'm like, wow.
I will say this: if there is a weak spot on this defense for Philadelphia, it's the secondary. It really is. Yeah, Darius Slay may make some plays, but he ain't what he once was. He ain't big play Slay no more.
Well, you ain't gave Slay even the last game. You ain't giving no love.
Listen, he ain't.
He ain't a fan.
He ain't. Now, there was a time
right
where he was big play Slay.
Right.
He ain't that no more. He just Darius. Yeah. He's just.
Well, your first name a cat in a minute.
He just Darius.
He just Mike.
Yeah, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. His bark is much bigger than his bite.
Yeah.
To me,
Darius from Georgia.
Yeah, just Darius from Georgia. And listen, I come from a time, and excuse me if I offend some others.
Oh,
if CeeDee
why
Lamb,
are you asking to excuse you? We have people on the show.
You know what's about to come out my mouth. If CeeDee Lamb plays, I come from a time when you play wide receiver, you're not letting the white cornerback stop you. You just aren't. I'm sorry.
These are some pretty good white cornerbacks.
I'm sorry, Cooper DeJean and
Jason Sehorn.
Please,
he was the last one.
He's the last one. That was. Listen.
Deion had one player for him.
Really?
Check out the roster.
We don't talk about him. That's why. See how surprised you were?
Yeah.
Same thing. That's what happens when you line up. You go, really? Him? Okay.
So the dude go back off and say, "Hey."
Nah, he better not. Yeah. He better not. No, CD better be like, "Hey, mouse in the house. Let's go."
Oh man, that's Ender. I think that's a good spot to stop. We'll pick up tomorrow and hit some more of those points. And you know what? Call us. It's the Christmas holiday season. Call us and let us know how your holiday was. We'll take calls tomorrow. It's been a while. since we took calls. Jesse, good seeing you, man. Nate, good seeing you. Kurt, good seeing you. Good show as always.
The white boy got some interceptions.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Jazz, Josh, thanks for keeping him company. We'll be back tomorrow.
CD. And by the way, the guy that couldn't do the thing on the game was, I'm not telling this time.
Jesse's stat of the week. Cowboys win if we'll be back. See you tomorrow.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?